Hello. Welcome in today to your lovely Friday edition of The Bunker. It's special. And by the cheesy title, you came and you showed up. Because it's Free Beer Friday, right? Who doesn't love free beer? Now, if only I could reach through my camera and send you a beer. This isn't even a beer, how lame am I? But if only I could give you a free beer, I would. Because you'd be sitting here like good old buddies with your pal Steve. And we could enjoy a beer and hopefully a good laugh or two. And then we'd get into some real business, which is this lovely thing right here to my right. The thing that you really want to see, that I really need to see, that we all need to see. And that is the Sony PVM. I'll give you a little bit of background on how I ended up with this thing, because it's not, it wasn't my wisest decision, but it wasn't a terrible one, I don't think. So we'll go through that in a second. But first, people, please, thank you so much for coming today. We're live, and I would appreciate if you would help me out by doing me a solid favor. And please, tap the little like button down there, please, for me. Please, just boop, boop, boop. There you go. Just do it. That will help. That will help the algorithm. That will notify the world that we're live here today for the Free Beer Friday. And to celebrate, hopefully, in a lovely PVM, okay? Hopefully, we have our cards right. I mean, I am wearing my lucky windbreaker. My lucky windbreaker here. So, hopefully the wind will be the only thing breaking or broken around here today. You know? Can you even see that in like 30 FPS? I don't know. That's probably too fast. I mean, hopefully that's all that's breaking is me in the wind, right? And I hopefully won't be breaking any wind, but somebody who may break wind on this telecast is our good friend Cole. That's right. Just on cue. How perfect is that? This dog never listens to me, but right when I hit go on the camera, he's ready to shine, isn't he? There he is. Your friend, my friend, good old Cole. He's in the studio today. He's ready to hang out. He's been looking at this box, trying to pee on it for about a week, and I've been preventing that, and hopefully we'll have a wonderful PVM inside this thing, right, Cole? Oh, that's right, yeah. Thank you. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you for hitting the like button. Fabulous Friday coming here today. Fabulous, wonderful Friday, right? And since I can't do that lovely thing of giving you a free beer, what I can do is a couple things. If you want to drop a comment in the live chat, go for it, and I will give a shout out here in about a minute. So you can definitely do that, and that's the way I can give you something free. I can also give you a couple of free stories, let's say, and in these stories, they will involve tales of beer, okay? So I will give you some free beer stories. How about that? All right. I know it's cheap and I know it's cheesy, but what else can I do, folks? If anybody, sees me out sometime and I'm drinking a beer, just say, hey, I was at your live stream, the one on November 10th. I was there live. I said hello in the chat and I'd like a free beer. And maybe, hey, I'll be in a good enough mood. I'll get you one. All right. So Cole's over there gnawing on his plastic. We'll check back in on him later and see just how things are going. And I hope all of you are doing wonderful. Okay? That's really the big thing here is how are you doing out there, okay? Let me know. Drop a comment in here because I'm about to go through some shout outs. And then I'm going to get to a free beer story, okay? So I'm going to start all the way at the top. Go back up to the top. We got Megacard 615. Thank you. Stupid Ugly. Nice to see you here. Negator, hello. Jonathan Pottle. Bonbo Mods. Beer, that's right. Lemmy Barnett. Hope it's not broken. Me too. I hope it is not. Daniel Gonzalez. What's up to you, my friend? Snuffer Stuffer, welcome back. As always, and Luis Rodriguez, Stefan C, Pesadillo, thank you. Beer, dad jokes, and CRTs. Let's do it. Ronnie S, welcome in. W. Morford, free beer. That's right, I said it. Ronnie S. Black Patron, I think. My eyesight's terrible through these glasses. These are not prescription, okay? Edward, welcome back. Robert, thank you for coming. And I think we're about getting caught up here to the live chat. Clash, welcome in. Steve 00, welcome. Luis, Shadow Mask, Fickle Pickle, thank you all. EF Lover, Time, Leppy 0014, hello and welcome. You're here. It's been 6 minutes. Let's get to a beer story, okay? I'd like to take you back. I'd like to take you back to a time in the world when your buddy here, he didn't make, and I'm talking about this guy you're seeing, it's myself, right? I didn't make the best decisions growing up, okay? I admit it. I may have done some stupid things. May have taunted old Johnny Law, and most of the time the law did win, okay? You fight the law and the law won. Well, there was a time when, coming of age, jumping into high school, seeing the cool kids party, not knowing what I'm going to do with my life, wanting to be cool, wanting to go to parties. And you might go to a party, right? You go to a party, you're like, holy crap, this is amazing. And then you're like sneaking around, trying not to get noticed, really. Don't want to stand out. Well, then you start noticing, hey, there's kids here, they got beer. How the heck do they get that beer? And, of course, there's lots of political games involved in that, so you can't really be involved in joining the political game. You're too young. You're a youngster. No one really cares. They're just laughing, and you're, again, trying not to get kicked out. You're bottom of the totem pole. So, you have to get creative. And how do you get creative? Well, I can tell you a few ways. I can tell you a few stupid ways, but... So, first off, there was the really wild kids, right? You're like, how are we going to get beer, right? And you're like, oh, well, I got an idea. Oh, well, what's that? Well, the grocery store over there on Main Street. Yeah. Well, we'll just get somebody to distract the one cashier that's working. And then somebody else just runs out the door with like 12 packs of beer. Oh, brilliant idea there, genius. We'll call you Benjamin. These names have no meaning. Great idea, Benjamin. And then you're like, just bystander. Benjamin goes and makes this big heist, so you have beer for a party, and you're like, holy crap, Benjamin's crazy. And you're like, thankfully, I'm not, on Benjamin's level, but he did get beer. And so you're like, golly, it kind of worked. Which is terrible. Terrible way, right? Snatching stuff and going. So, you think, that's not long-lived, right? You're like, poor Benjamin, eventually he's going to get arrested. Eventually he's going to talk. He's going to tell he has friends. He's going to say he got beer for his friends. So you're like, you know what? We got away with that once. Let's not try it. Let's not deal with that again. Let's not deal with that idea again for Benjamin, right? Sorry, Benjamin. So what were we doing to try to get some beers? Well, we had finally come up with a couple of plans. And this did involve some experimentation. But we thought that if there was a way... Now, this is another genius thing that these companies did. This was right around the time the first you scan, you check out thing was happening. The very first time, turn of the century, these things were coming out. Maybe even late 90s, some places had U-Scan style things. And so these are coming out. And so you're like, well, here's a situation. We get to scan stuff. Of course, we cannot scan beer because it pops up a warning, gets carded. But we can scan other items, right? So Then began the proposition of what items to target. So, my first buddy, let's call him Joshua. Joshua was like, I've got an idea. We can go in and we can get the giant jugs of Minute Maid orange juice. Okay, Joshua, what are you coming up with here? Well, listen to me, Steve. We'll take these giant jugs of orange juice and dump out the contents into the toilet. So again, you're sneaking this orange juice into the toilet, dumping it out, and then Joshua wanted to fill the orange juice back up with beers or Zimas or whatever Joshua liked. You know, Joshua's crazy. And if you're coming in late, I'm sorry. You're just going to have to bear with the rest of the story. It's going to get better, okay? So Joshua did his thing. The problem with Joshua's plan was he never could get the weight right. He couldn't get the same volume of beer in that jug. It was foamy. Yeah, jug. He got beer in the jug, dumped them out, throw the beer cans away in the trash back there in the garbage can, fill this beer up in this jug, and then think he'd go pay for it. Now, he did get through it, but it would always scan because it didn't weigh the right amount. So the person would have to come over there and check out it and say, oh, okay, it looks like orange juice. And they let him go. But we're like, what the hell, man? This is orange juice flavored beer that you poured and mixed in the men's room at a grocery store. Congratulations, Joshua. But he was on the right track. And eventually we all came up with the best idea, okay? Because again, we couldn't get fake IDs. We couldn't do anything. But what we could do is we could get packs and packs of soda pop. Soda pop. Okay? And relatively cheap. So here's what you do. Operation Free Beer. Operation Free Beer. Secrets revealed. Did you see me? I went so fast I broke the wind there. Woo! All right. Operation Free Beer. Involved super glue, a knife, a 12-pack of Big K Cola. Any cola, really. Then a 12-pack of your favorite canned beer. Now, this operation is tricky because you must constantly be aware of your situational surroundings. Pardon me. Anyway, stage 1 is to acquire these items. Stage 2, sneak said 12 packs of both beer and soda pop into the restroom. I know, it sounds good, right? Once in the restroom, commence to opening the 12-pack of beer slightly along the edges that it pops open cleanly. Do the same with the soda. Swap the contents. So now you have 12 sodas in the beer and 12 beers in the sodas. Super glue them up. Wait a minute. Sneak back out of the bathroom with said items. Go put the beer back in the beer aisle that now contains soda, and go pay through the U-Scan for your beer that is now happens to be in a lovely soda box. So, just a disclaimer, I do not, right, thank you, Shadow Mask. I do not recommend anybody do this. This was just a time in the youth. Consider it like a movie script, right? A movie script idea. You could take this. That's what I'm saying. You know, this is a whole movie script. Everything you've been listening to. There's no reality here, okay? This is not reality TV. You should not do this stuff, okay? So, brilliant idea, right? This is a brilliant idea. It's running like clockwork. As a matter of fact, it happens so much we get brazen. We go to other stores and we just do it when we would need beer some weekends. And it all comes crashing down one time, okay? It all comes crashing down because one time, let's say I walk up there and I've got this freshly repacked 12-pack of beer that's in a soda box, and I go to pay for it. The clerk grabs it, and as he grabs it, The cardboard part that I had re-glued back together gets caught on the old scanner that had the metal bar on it. Gets caught, and I crap you not. All the box rolls open, all 12 beers come rolling out onto the conveyor belt down towards the bagging area. The cashier turns and says, "Oh my gosh." Probably a college-age kid. And he just laughs and says, "Man, you just get out of here. Get out of here." And that's how you end a streak like that. Yeah, no more. That was it. That was it. That was it for that brilliant Operation Free Beer. Okay? That's how it ended. I knew that I wasn't pressing my luck anymore. Or if this was a movie script, I know I wouldn't be. That would be the last straw. So, there's your free beer story. I hope I haven't been canceled. I hope I haven't been run off of YouTube. Give me some comments. Let me know I'm still alive. Is anybody still here? We're about to unbox the CRT. I promise. I promise. Let's see if Cole's still here. Yeah, he's chilled out. Look at him. My story put him to sleep too. So if you're still awake, please do me a favor. Drop a like on there. Let's see what we're cooking with. How many likes have we got so far today? Let's see. We're up to 42. That's awesome. By the time we get to 50, we'll go ahead and unbox this thing. Okay? That's the incentive. Check it out. I've got a whole nother camera view for you. Free BVMs. Good one. That's exactly right. So as I go and I wait for you to hit the like button a couple more times, man, it has never been a greater time in the world to be a James Madison JMU sports fan, okay? And I'm super excited because this weekend I get to go to the home opening season basketball, men's basketball game, and they're 2-0, undefeated, and they even beat the Michigan State Spartans at Michigan State, the number 4 team in the nation, the best win in school history. Not to mention the football team's undefeated and ranked 9-0, and I get to go to that game tomorrow. So this is awesome for a JMU fan. So that's kind of the purple. You'll see it, right? So let's see how I did. I'm sure I've run everybody out of here with my shameless begging. We're up to 48. We're so close. You all are doing great out there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay? Excellent. Excellent. So, again, in the box, let me show you what I got. This is going to be our main topic. So again, if you've just come in, don't worry, you haven't missed anything yet, except some story time. Now we're getting into the CRT unboxing, okay? This is the fun part. Let me show you. I was having fun with my kids, of course, on Halloween. And, you know, I might have had a few too many sips on some bourbon. And when I did, I made a purchase. Let me show you what I purchased. First off, that's the box. That's not what I wanted to show you. What I wanted to show you was this amazing thing I did. I bought this Friday or Halloween night, right? $250. It was actually, let's see, there it is. I don't want too many bourbons on Halloween night in order to BVM or PVM. Sorry, it was $379 shipped. Okay, that's right, $379 shipped. Okay. Now, I got this back, first off, if you want more stuff than you're seeing just here on the channel, you got to go follow me on Twitter and get onto Twitter, because that's where I post everything every day. And anyway, let's go up here. I've been working on all kinds of CRTs, but I finally got this box ready to unbox and open. I've had it for, goodness, 3 or 4 days. And it's ready to go. So let's get ready to do this. We're going to open it up here at the 19-minute mark. Please, folks, last request for a like. I've run everybody out. I can see the numbers are down on the people watching. So, anyway, let's just do it, okay? Let's just do it now. I've got this other camera view set up. I'm going to move my microphone out like this. And maybe you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. I have it right here in front of us, okay? And and I'll be able to test it. We'll do all that together here, okay? So, let's say a little prayer. Hopefully this will be fine. Right? Weapon of choice, good old Winchester. Or steer, pocket knife. And let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's do it. We're gonna see what's in the box. What do you think, Cole? Oh, yeah, of course we got some packing peanuts. Woo! But I think we got a double boxer here. A double boxer. That's good. I need something to put all these packing peanuts in, though. So let me grab a container. Alright. Something around here, something. There's gotta be. I'll have to. Well, we're not going to be too worried about that. I think I can get this out. It looks like there's a box inside of here, so I'll just try to push these things out. We got some eBay tape. Lovely eBay tape. Woo! Get out of here, peanuts. Don't want... Yeah, these peanuts are going to go everywhere when I pull this out of the box. So I'm going to pull this other box out. I'm going to set this bigger box down on the ground, and I'm going to pull the inner box out. Okay? Set down. Oh, I knew the peanuts would go everywhere. Of course they did. So let me clean that up a little bit. You know? Now, Cole, don't get these things. No. That's the problem. Cole can't eat plastic peanuts now. Can't have the dog eating the plastic peanuts. All right. What do you think? What do you think our chances are? We're here, rolling the dice. All right. I got it. I got it all. It's pretty much it in there. Just the packing peanuts. Just the packing peanuts. I can't let those sit on the ground. The dog would love to chew those up. So I have to get them all. Packing peanuts just suck, don't they? They're a necessary evil, I guess. Sometimes. So this person actually packed this really well, right? Look. We've got hopefully a good chance of this making it. I mean, right? Now, I know he's going to want to go over there and pee on that box. Now that I finally put it on the ground. No peeing on the box. I might have to return it. Nice little touch. It does help, you know, while that double box is there, having a combination of things like one layer of good bubble wrap like this, and even the packing peanuts is helpful. But that's out of the way, and we're ready, folks. We're ready. Now I wonder if it's a box within a box. What if we have another box within this box? And what if I just keep opening boxes? What if it's like Zez's scam? Poor Zez getting scammed, thought he was buying PlayStation 3 stuff, and he was actually just getting the messed up PlayStation 3. What if I got scammed? Well, I have buyer protection from eBay, right? Oh, I see I have a letter here that says how much I paid and all my personal information, so I won't show you that. That's just too sexy of information for you. So you can't have it. You can't have it. Okay? You can't have that. Now, I love you all. Really, I do. Oh, boy. Here we go. Well, I think we're going to answer all our questions pretty soon. Because it's in here. It's not a lot of packing in here. Not a lot at all. Look. It's a little bit on the glass there. And a little bit on the back. Now the back is not busted in. That's good. That's a good sign. The front. This is one of the big tests, okay? That's where I have to move this and touch the screen. Ooh. Okay. I don't feel it moving. That's a good sign. Get the rest of this out of the way. It's just, I'm going to need to lift this out, so I'm again going to put this big box on the ground and I'm going to try to get it out. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Let's see what we have. I need to get a lift. I don't see anything broken. Gosh, I didn't even remember what model this was. Let me get it some elevation here. Let me get some elevation. Now watch me drop it while I'm just moving it around. Trying to... Oh! There goes something. This one is a PVM. BVMs are super heavy. This one's like 40 pounds or something. Let's get a little height on here and then we'll look at it. Let's see what we've got. First off on the back. Should tell us all the secrets. Okay, how is that? I think we're going to be okay here. Does my wife know about this? Yeah. How can I hide a big box like this? I mean, I guess I could just never tell her, right? Here, hello. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going to adjust this camera. Let me go over here to Cole in the face as I try to adjust this a little bit. Give you a little bit better view of, don't want to make you dizzy, of the CRT from the arm camera. There's Cole. He's just such a cutie, sleeping the whole time through this. All right, let's go over here, see. Okay, we're getting there. So, I think that should be able to do that right there. And let's see what we've got here, ladies and gentlemen. Right, Clash, welcome. Andrew, hey. Whew, that was a stressful unboxing. All right, as you say, let's look at the butt. So this, cool. 1343 MD. It does 2 composite video inputs, 1 S video input, a VTR input, a digital RGB input, and then RGB sync. All analog video only, so 240p and 480i. And you can do resolutions a bit differently through this digital RGB, but that's only like retro PC stuff. It's not doing any like really high-end things. Now there's a scratch here. That's not a break. This one is 600 TV lines. All the screws back here are original, which is good. What else do we see back here? This one's from 91. 91, so it's it's one of the later models of this monitor. If you get a 90s edition, it's generally better. These were made in the 80s also, so just be aware of that. 99 watts, 50 to 60 hertz. This is AC 120 volt rated. You know, they don't usually put double stickers on there about the manufacturing, which is interesting. This one, it came from some research group, the Alfred something research group, LLC. So it wasn't a professional setting of some sort. So that's interesting. Let's look at the front. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know. I hope everything's okay, because this one looks like... Ugh. What the hell? Okay, I think that's just like goo on the screen. Just some goo instead of damage to the screen. Power button's pushed in. We don't... we got da. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get things ready for a power test now. Okay, folks? Folks, we're ready to power test it. That's right. We're going for the moon here. There we go. Here we go. You ready? Are you ready to power test it? Here we go. Okay. Now I've got it set on VTR. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, actually, I'm going to set something else up here. I'm going to set up a Super Famicom from my friend Belmont. He must be hard working out in the field today with concrete. So we're going to use his amazing Super Famicom and test this through S-Video. And for S-Video, we're going to use the Insurrection Industries cable, which is a great S-Video cable for all the Nintendo multi-out S-Video supported systems. Very nice right there, high quality stuff. Hey Brian Harmon, welcome in. I'm just going to connect this. And the audio, I don't think it has to be selected. There we go. Okay, everything's plugged in there. Now, we can plug in the other items right here. The Famicom, how do we do this? It's a little lower. And then we can just plug in the CRT. Here we go. I'm going to turn the power on. I do have power on the LED for the Famicom right there. See? It's on there. It's hard to see, but all right. This is the big moment here. All right. What's the wager? What do you think? I mean, sometimes even these that look good can have a problem. Let's go for it, right? 50-50. All right, let's see. I hope it works. You never know. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Knock on some wood here. Boom. We get the sound. Oh, camera's glitching out on me. It's too cool. Ooh. Look at here. Ooh. We got some fun stuff happening. Whoa, look at that. Reset. I definitely hear the volume way up, I think. Let's put something, get the brightness way out in left field. I like to do Metroid because it's kind of dark. There we go. So, Melon, let me see if I can fix that. Oh, okay. I think I got it. That mode 7 was messing with me a little bit too. Okay, look at that. Hey. Hey. Let me turn the contrast down so you can see it a little better. I know my camera's starting to glitch out. I'm sorry about that, folks. Turn that down a little bit. There we go. Nice. As Ronnie says. Yes, wonderful. Looks good. Looks good. Fair deal, of course. Yeah. Right? I mean, even has the logo. It's not in bad shape at all. It's from the research and development group. It says up here there's a little sticker that's not fancy or anything. It just is Sharpie. It says R&D group. Nothing special. So, if you wagered that it would work, then congratulations. You win. You win the contest today. So, that's it. That's it, right? It doesn't have the knobs. This one has the little push buttons instead of knobs. And then it's got, all these are push buttons instead of the other style of PVM where they switch over to the knobs on the later series than this. This one is a PVM 1343 MD. Let me pull up some data on it, and we will look at it, and I can give you some of the features, because this is a really excellent PVM. The thing is it's all analog, so there's no, again, and there's no service menu or anything. This is pre-service menu. Nah, I'm not the one giving away the PVM. That's Roger. Okay? That's Roger. The 8-Bit Esquire. He's the one with the free PVM. Okay. All right, so that's a good question. What if this breaks, right? Well, generally speaking, if it's mostly broken, yes, it does have RGB. Like I said, I'll pull this up, but if something breaks in shipping, I'm pretty much filing for a return with eBay. And unless it's in really good, mostly good shape, I'm going to try to get either my money back and keep it, or get my money back and send it back. And both things have happened before. So let me pull up some data. I bet Andy King's got something for us. Let's see. Yes. Okay, here we go. Well, this is the 19-inch that I'm going to show you some information on. There it is, still going. What a beautiful set. So this is the 19-inch version, but pretty much everything's the same. It's a little bit different, just looking, because there's no pull tabs on this one. They've been removed, but it'll have the same things. So here's common questions. There's some things about it. There's an audio for the RGB input. That's a modification, which maybe we could go ahead and do that. But it does do RGB. Here's just like the specs over here on the side. So we have RGB, S-Video, Composite, and Digital RGB. That's the inputs. You can do C-Sync, Sync on Green, Sync over Composite, or Sync on Luma. So it can take just about all the syncs, and maybe even more than that. There's the resolution we've talked about. The line count, again, it's that 600 TV line tubes, that lovely little tube. Let me see if I put myself in the corner. There we go. Lovely little tube there, the 600 line. It does NTSC, PAL, CCAM, and other NTSC. 16:9 aspect ratio. It will show that. It's got the Sony HR True Tube, 90-degree deflection, and it's just, that's the, again, the, and this launched, it was launched again well before 94. That's the only thing I would change, as maybe that was when it was ended. It was 94. So I, for some reason, thought this was the 42 when I bought it. What did it really say that it was a 43 back on the eBay listing? I'll have to go follow my Ghost account here and see if I can locate that on here. Let's look over at the CRT. It's looking fine. I want to see what that said. I don't want to make you dizzy watching my screen scroll. I sobered up and I got to thinking, girl, you ain't much fun since I quit drinking. Okay, well, I guess the facts probably don't lie. Let me see. 1343. Here you go. There it is, 1343. It says it right there. I thought it was a 42 for some reason. All right. Well, it's arrived. They get good feedback, especially the way they packed it. I'd say that was a great packing job. You saw it, considering. Made it, I don't know, FedEx did fine shipping it this time. I don't remember where it came from, but that's secret data. So, anyway, what do you guys think of it? This is, now again, you don't have adjustments. This has to be adjusted internally only. You know, I don't think this seller was holding had any other ones. So, you have to get inside it to calibrate it. Let me move the camera over a little more. Perfect. Just like that. But it really does look great. Once you get it like tweaked and tuned in, you can almost get this one better looking than you can the newer ones. Same line count, so you know it's not like you're getting an improved picture between this one and the newer medical PVMs. The only thing you're not getting with this is component video. This one doesn't do component video. Okay. Well, you know, it runs. Let's take a look inside it, make sure that nothing broke. How about that? That'd be fun. So, do me a favor. If you haven't already, hey, it arrived, baby. What do you want? We didn't get to see one broken, but that's okay. Let's open it up. If you don't mind, if you haven't already, please hit the like button for me. It definitely helps the show, helps the reach. This is not my normally scheduled show time, but I didn't get to come on yesterday. It's just too much. Yesterday I went to an estate sale, or didn't go to it. It was online, and I bought another CRT, which I'll show next week. I have to go pick it up Monday morning, so maybe Monday at the live show I'll have it here and we could test it. It's a nice Trinitron, okay, from an estate sale. I paid $22 for it. I also bought a boombox that I paid $14 for. Now, I lost on a JVC Spaceman helmet white TV. I lost out on it. The bid was $250 for an estate sale, and I was like, no, somebody's crazy. Got into the bidding war with me. So I didn't get the space helmet TV, which was disappointing. But I also wasn't going to keep going in the bidding war. I bid up to $240, and once it went over that, I was like, that's my limit. Actually, $210 was my limit. It got up to $240, and I was like, that's too much. Too much. Especially since you didn't get to. I mean, I don't know if that person got to see it. I didn't go by and view the stuff. Hey, Ariel. Yeah, I didn't get to go see the stuff. Let's open this up though. I'm gonna cut the power over here on the other side. And I've already messed up my camera view, I'm sure. Let's see. There we go. So we're gonna disconnect everything. Cut that power. Get this out. We'll get this shell opened up. Hey, Mercury. I'm having a wonderful day. Hopefully you are too. Some nutter in a shed. That's funny. Guess you didn't know. But my last name happens to be Nutter. That is funny. Yeah, Snuffer Stuffer, they're mostly like that, I've noticed. I was going to actually talk. So most of the CRTs in the estate sales are really older, 80s, and most of them are RF only. And I was about to speak with Mr. Add-ons and see if he could make me a bundle of like 15. I could get a bundle of like 15 of the RF reflex adapters to hook up to them and give them at least composite. Because to me, some of them, they just look so awesome. They're like going to be museum pieces someday. Either a museum will need them, or somebody will, like myself, will get crazy and open a CRT museum so we can show off all these CRTs to people. But the only way to really do something like that would have the thing out in the middle of nowhere, kind of off the highway. Because land is too expensive. Shop space most of the time. Too expensive. All right. We could swing this around. We can swing this around, I think, without running over the cable. Take out these last screws here. You can join me again, not have to see my crotch area. This is a 13-inch one. Yes, the 13-inch size, so it's very easy to handle. And this is the largest I generally want to have shipped through ground. These don't always make it, but they can make it. Even bad packing, sometimes they'll survive. But you get bigger than this and they don't really tend to survive. Thanks, Ronnie. Alright, I'm going to slip the back off here. If I can get to it, that should be all the screws. Alright, am I missing one? No. It's probably not been open in forever, maybe 32 years. Gosh. This one's really stuck in the bezel. Golly, can't get the back off. That's funny. I might have to lay it down. I don't know. That's not generally a problem. Look at that. It's like, holy crap. It's got like a death grip up here on it. Whew! Isn't that weird? It's like the screws are still in it, but they're not. Not over there. That's so odd. We'll have to try to pry it a little bit. Goodness gracious. I mean, I don't want to damage it. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It must have like a doggone... Alright, we're going to lay it down in its face. We're going to get this frickin' thing open. We're going to get this sucker open. Let's see what makes it tick. Anything else in there? Press the power button in. Lay it on its face. It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous, man. Just ridiculous. It's definitely got all the screws out. There's 4 in the back, right here, and there's 6 on the side. It's a total of 10. Holy crap. I've never seen one this sucked into it. I literally can't get the thing out. There we go. Finally, good grief. What is going on here? Huh? What are you holding on to dear life for? There we go. Finally. Kind of like opening a time capsule, huh? There we go. Golly. Yeah. So, I don't see anything wrong. I don't see anything cracked, broken, nothing. But right in this area, I don't think that's going to hit that spot. Let's see. So that's where you would, like down in this area, this is where you make adjustments. Brian, I actually was asking about my store stuff. I haven't had time. That's probably going to have to be after the new year. I'm going to have to finish up this year's plans because the rest of this year is pretty much booked out for repairs. So it's going to have to be after that. You're asking about the tube model. Unfortunately, all that info is blocked. Let's see. I can't really see it. It's blocked by the power supply. August 91. Doesn't even look that dirty inside. Looks pretty clean. It's never been opened, I'm sure. This is like this weird transistor. Hey, thanks, Robert. Thank you for the $5 super chat. It says just because. Well, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's always coming in here and watching the show. Man, I've been having a lot of fun making these episodes. I have not made, obviously, a regular video in a while. But that's going to change. Thankfully, I got my GoPro back from returns just like 2 days ago. And I had been without that for about a month. I did make some videos on my phone, but they did not look good at all. A lot of them. A lot of it's like wasted footage from the trip. I've uploaded it to my, file base. I'm just not sure that any of it's that good to use. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see what we can do. If I can't use it, I'll go through it in a live show with you guys. But now I've got that situated. Should be better. What were we saying, Shadow Mask? Sorry, I didn't miss that. Oh, yeah, the sealant. Sorry. So the sealant up here, that's a good question. That is, look at this. Sorry. You see how this is actually sealant up here where they seal the anode cap down from Sony with a caulk. It's like similar to the caulk that they used in other places to secure things. Same kind of stuff. And that is original. That's all original. Thankfully they got rid of that later on, but it is in this one. And generally speaking, the best way is to get under it with something that's not too bad that can cut it, and just try to cut it and then pry it away. You could use some kind of a acetone probably and get rid of it, but I just dog's snoring over there. I just tend to the phone. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, that might be good. You're right. It's a good idea. So there's that sealant is on there originally, and the best thing to do is try to get rid of it by kind of cutting around it and getting under it, popping it off, and that's it. As far as like other CRTs, man, I mean it's becoming more difficult now. I have noticed that the prices have started to come down a little bit. You don't put it back after. Once you break that seal, you just kind of rip it off, and you don't need it. That's the thing. It wasn't needed. Sony just did it, I guess, because they didn't want people messing around under there. This is, again, I don't know. A lot of this stuff was trial and error on their part as far as function over form, etc. So I'm sure what happened was somebody went out in the field and had to service this and was like, look, this is not serviceable with this stupid gloop on the anode cap. Like, people probably tear up their anode caps trying to deal with it, and instead of just having a regular style anode cap that's on every other CRT pretty much. This is not standard to have this sealant on there. No, because they also did it on all the 8-inch PVMs that were not that were not medical. Okay, so it's just something they did for a little bit of time. And because this one, if you go and you find the more concerning thing they had with, they were all worried about like power supplies causing a spark. So there's a lot of extra things in the medical units for that. As far as the sealant up here now, this would have been on, again, the 8-inch models too, like that weren't in hospitals at all. There's a medical version of 8-inch, but not that one. And then it's back and forth. Like sometimes it'll be on the 40 series, all of them, and then there was a year they just stopped doing it. So there's later units that don't have it on there at all. It's very interesting. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the newer ones don't have it, thankfully. But those are good questions. You guys have a Belmont? Oh, congratulations. Work season is over, huh? That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have much going on today besides this unboxing. I've been working on, if you guys want to see some stuff, I can pull up some files and show you I've been working on 3 different, let me pull up my drive folder. I'll go through some restorations I've done this week. Done 3 different restorations this week. So, and I post these. I've been posting a lot of this stuff daily to Twitter. A lot of you guys know that. And I'm just trying out, experimenting, posting more content there. So, let's do this. I'm going to go to the this view, and we're going to look at some pictures here from I'll walk you through some of these restorations. Man, I bet you are feeling pretty beat up if it's the last day of the season. Okay, guys, so let's sorry if I click the right thing on my thing here. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger, larger than the screen. Okay, just a little bit, and then I'll make myself a little smaller down here, a little smaller, and we'll start. So the first one is a 1351Q. These are just pictures of it initially. This one had a bad looking tube, and I did talk about this a little bit, but it had really no green, but as you can see, we were able to rejuvenate it. Actually, all colors we were rejuvenated, and it worked. So there's a picture of that rejuvenated tube. Now, this is pretty standard stuff, but I did the course. There's a picture. Remember that picture? That's from the course I did, where I actually did the restoration on that board with you guys live last week. Last Thursday, actually, we were working on this board. Removed the capacitors, and I think that's where we stopped, right? And that's pictures after reflow. Oh, we talked about reflowing the solder. That's what it looks like after you reflow the solder, okay? Now, I don't think I talk about this a lot or enough, but after this board's serviced, cleaned, I go through, and of course I double check everything, triple check everything, right? I even photograph stuff in case I have a question. I can go back and look at the photographs and say, oh, was this really this rated part? Is that what I remember it to be? then I can go back and I could take a look at the picture. Or if I wonder if I changed a cap, I can remember that through these pictures. There you go. And that was that board. And one thing I did not show is the testing. Guys, I test, here's something I got to tell you. I test every board that I can right after I service it. So that neck board, it was removed, individually serviced, and then reinstalled and tested. That's the good thing about PVMs and BVMs, is it's pretty easy to do that. It's much harder when you have to take a TV like the B&O I did. Man, that one had so many different boards in it, and I had to do all those boards basically in one shot and then hope that everything was good, because it's, and think about it, if you have an issue with one board where maybe you made a mistake, if you do the whole monitor, the whole CRT, every board at once, it's really difficult to pinpoint where your problem is. You're going to look at every board and troubleshoot ones that don't have problems. And so I always recommend, if you can, do one board at a time and test it every time after you do that board if it's a multi-board system. That way, if you do have an issue, you know which board it is and you're pretty familiar with that board. And so that's just something I've learned over the years. So I always recommend that. And I don't talk about it, and I haven't shown it in any videos, I don't think. Hey, Mike Wags, Body Blow Biscuit Butter, welcome. Welcome in, everybody who's joining us late. Good all one bay, welcome in. B&Os are great TVs, high end. All right, so this is the power supply from that unit, and it was a unique one. I had never worked on this power supply yet. But it had some past work done to it, right? Some of these pictures are going to horrify you from this restoration, because I opened it up and I was like, oh, somebody's been in here. And this is how they left it. This is how they left it, okay? Like some shoddy work, I called it. Anyway, I went through, removed every cap, replaced them all, because these caps were from 1990. And there's the board with all those parts removed. See, there's all the caps removed. And there's all the caps gone. No caps. Oh, there's the one big filter cap. I don't generally change that. It's got a weird pinout, and I always test it. If it's still testing to have a lot of life and no problem, then there's no reason to change this big filter cap right here. Those are a pain in the neck to find replacements for. And they generally don't go bad for some reason. Man, they're like super duper nice. So just looking at this old G board here. Nothing really standing out there. This has a lot of things that Sony did away with, though. There was a screw right here on this pad in the middle of the board, which is stupid to me, because I feel like that could, you know, there's a lot of lines right around this screw, all these diodes and resistors. I don't, you know, what if there's a spark or something just stupid? So they finally got rid of that. Yes. All right, let's keep going. Maybe we'll find there. So there's the serviced board. And that's what it should look like. Nice. No, that's just the cleaned board. Ha! Never mind. Sorry. Cleaned up. Let's go. And now we've got the new caps in. All the new caps are installed. There they are. There's a look at the backboard. And that's how it looks after the new caps are installed. You can go in there and the client gets to see every cap I installed. They know about it. I also reflowed solder on the entire board. Every component that matters on this board. Like, look at these transformers. Eventually stuff can break down on those legs, cause vibrations and sound. I've done a whole video on that. But look at that. You have to reflow solder on these boards if you want them to really last the longest time. Cancel that. What is that? But that's how you get those beautiful solder spots. There's another picture from another angle of that shine. Clean board. Clean. Quality control inspected. And moving on. So again, I'd put that back in and test it, right? Okay. We've got a great sized crowd. I want to say thank you, everybody, for taking the time out of your wonderful day to spend it here with me and everybody in the chat. You guys are just so awesome all the time. If anybody wants to chime in, jump in the chat, ask questions, go for it. You're more than welcome to. It's a fun time. I don't really have any big time agenda left today because I said I'm on my 4th restoration this week, and they're all basically the same style monitor, and I don't think there's any point in making videos on the same monitor over and over and over again. I'm just like grinding through them. So today I wanted to kind of take it easy, do this, and again, like, cool. Next week it's going to be cool. We're going to see all this stuff I'm going to get from the estate auction. I'm going to go pick it up, and I'll show you here. Hey, absolutely. Sloopy Malibu, thank you. I know there's people that just sit around and hang out. Look, sometimes, you know, you guys can't, you're on your phone or at your office, can't really do anything, can't participate. I still appreciate you all being there. I know there's a lot of you. And anytime, just come in, drop a comment if you have a question or want to say something. It's a cool place. It's not any, you know, no pressure here. This is meant to be a fun show. Lots of energy, lots of good things happening. Sometimes I get beat down too, you know. The world's a terribly emotional place right now, and it's just always like trying to beat you down and make you feel bad for stuff that you really shouldn't feel bad for. And so I want this to be a place to escape from that and to kind of come back and, you know, feel appreciation. And even if it's just by looking at an old machine or something. Sorry about that, folks. That's my phone, not yours. So, anyway, let's look at some more. This is the main board. So in the restoration process, I would have gone through and hit the test round with the power supply. So I know, at this point I know, okay? At this point I know that my restoration's going good because I've restored 2/3 of the boards, and I know that they are working because I've tested them. Then I get to pull the bundle of boards out again, and then we'll be working on this, hey, Yarme. I think I said that right. Kaizo for life, Adam. Thank you. Oh, it's all right. We'll figure it out. All right, so this might be similar to the board you're looking at, but you'll see a similar board to one you're looking at later. This one's an earlier model. So this still has a lot of jumper wires run on the board. This was the most egregious thing. Check this out. I went in here and I found that this board too had been unfortunately worked on in the past. Look at this terrible work. I don't know how this board didn't short out first off, because somebody had changed C586 here and never clipped the legs off the capacitor. And look, how did it not hit? How did this point right here not short out? It is a literal miracle, folks. This is a miracle. That's what I was trying to tell the owner. I was like, holy crap. I cannot believe that we didn't have a major issue when I found that. Not to mention, look at the terrible, terrible work over here on 584. It's like, it's just hideous. Man. Yeah. He should have given up. Like, I can't believe he got this thing running. Should have been fired. I would never expect to have anybody who could do that. You know, there's another picture of it. It just blew me away. Totally should have just blown up the CRT. So removed all the caps in the cap kit. This is like a 25 cap fit replacement, but some of this stuff was damaged. This is the 584. I told you they butchered. You can see there the top half of the component is damaged. Now that means the whole hole was gone. So I had to scrape off and expose a little lead to get that repaired. But that's what it looks like with all the caps removed from the kit. There's a look inside there, and there's a look at the holes. I'll show you what I think. I go closer to 584 after. If I do, if I don't, I'm crazy. There's 529, 523, 579, for example. There's another one that was messed up I found. Been tampered with. See how it's burned up? 85's up there. 84 is like right above the picture. So let's see. 88. There's 84. Look at what was left there. Look at what was left there. My goodness. Isn't that awful? Depressing? These are the people you don't want working on your machines. It's so breathtaking. Now, thankfully, this is not an issue where it's just destroyed or anything. I mean, if this happens, it's not that big of a deal. Okay? Because you could just go in and print your component. And you have to make sure it's just on all the traces. So you have to rebuild traces if you've done this. But it's just sad. New caps installed, it looks like here. Yep. See, that's the new caps. You can tell right there. There's that one. See, that's the C584. I had to lean it on its side so I can make sure and have it the solder on the both sides of the board, since the trace was damaged. There's the bottom part where I replaced the caps. More look at the cap kit. There's how it looks after I reworked it. Now I also see that's my rework afterwards, so it's not like I said, I didn't even have to run a jumper here. I was able to get this all cleaned off and basically rebuild it, but it's gonna be difficult if it needs to be recapped again after this. Just another picture of finished product. There it is. This is what the tube looks like after. Now, I don't sit there and I spend about an hour adjusting sets, and that's about the limit for the kit I sell or the service I provide, because I don't spend too much time doing adjustments. I get it to where it can be adjusted if you want to tweak it further, especially something like this with a service menu. Very possible. We'll probably see these pictures a few times. So this is this tube is actually at lower line count. I think it's like 450, 400. Hey guys, hey Jake. It's okay. It's okay if you're late. So it does have a little bit of a softer image. Not too soft, but a little bit softer than the one. The rest of them are 600 line monitors that I've been working on. Still looks really good. I mean, thankfully we were able to save this one. The guy was really happy. And I put a little extra work into it. Such a nice guy too, because he's like, I didn't say anything about it. You know, sometimes you do these jobs and it takes a little more time than you anticipate. You do a little bit of extra work. I just kept in touch with him, let him know everything was going on. And I was like, man, you know, I really, it wasn't overblown by a lot, but you know, I try to, when I give a job and I do a price, I try to base it off real time, real labor rates, base it off a labor rate. You have to be a Patreon member, and then you get a labor rate from me, and I try to package that in a way that it's like a similar cost, because these are similar work jobs most of the time. Sometimes though you get into something that needs more work, and that was what this one was. And the guy was nice. Just, I mean, I didn't say anything to him. He offered me a tip, included it with his payment, and I was, you know, I was like, oh, that's really nice of you. You didn't have to say do that or anything. And but even though I had to put the extra work in, I wasn't going to go, unless it's something that we had talked about before, possibility of extra work being done. This was in that wheelhouse of what we had already discussed, so I didn't, you know, I wasn't planning on upping my price midway through the job like that. Thanks, Belmont. I appreciate it, buddy. All right, there's a look inside. Pretty sure this is after I serviced. Yep, cleaned everything up. It's definitely needed a lot of cleaning also. That's what everything looks like reassembled. Get those cables run correctly. Double check everything. Check all your stuff. Make sure nothing's shorted out. And there you go. Sabotage. There you go. So here's the power supply, and I like to prop it out on its side like that for testing, just because it gives you nice room to make adjustments also if you need to add convergence strips. But this one's from, look at this one's from 94, March of 94. And it doesn't look like the same CRT. I mean, it looks like a brand new CRT after it's done, pretty much. Right? There it is. I don't even know what this video shows.
Alright, this CRT is
Let me turn the volume off, but yeah, you can see there's a little video of it working. So yeah, hey, I'll keep hanging out for a little while. I don't mind. I mean, we've gone about an hour. This is about the normal show length. Oh, they're just moderators. And it's not, I don't have like channel memberships or anything for this channel. Only thing I do is if you want to go support the channel, and then you can go follow the links in the description for the stream and jump on Patreon. And you can join for $1 a month if you want to, as little as that. And then you can also see there's other things to do in there. And we have a whole community also on Discord. And like I said, the other place, you don't have to pay anything to follow me on Twitter either if you want extra stuff. Yeah, I don't even know if you guys probably ever had to do anything, time out anybody or anything. I don't know. So they didn't have, he didn't have the owner had the, I think that's it for that one. Yeah, that's it. So it's pretty much finished. Standard, not standard. I mean, it did have extra work. Did have to do the tube analysis and rejuvenation, but that was more of research for me. So I kind of comped that work because now I can accurately price that and know how long that takes. Cole is just snoring away still. We'll hang out a little longer and go through a couple more of these. Listen to him back there. He's a little oh goodness gracious. So yep, let's go back to so also just to show you like the service notes for this one. How cool is this? I include this with everybody's stuff that gets work done. So this is just a document. It says your PVM or CRT that you got, the model, the serial number, the born date, the dates it was serviced. And it gives a list of all the services I've done. And I even go through here and I say, like, for example, 3 boards were recapped. Board 1, a main board. I replaced 20 capacitors. Board 2, 2 capacitors, because that's all that was on that board. Board 3, 19 capacitors, because that's a lot for a power supply on a PVM. Every one was listed. Reassembled, adjustments performed, and some notes here on what else I did on the CRT. So that's something that comes that I do. I don't think anybody else does that, really. And I try to stand out kind of by doing that and offering like a service level that no one else kind of offers. Next one. Let's take a look at the service notes here for this one. This was a 1953 MD. So again, this is the same monitor family because it's a 50 series. But this is a 53 MD, so it's better. It's got a higher resolution tube, and it's 19 inches. It's a medical unit, so it has an extra input for component video or RGB. It is all these are only analog, okay? So, there again, all the stuff that was done, all the capacitors that were changed. Let's go look at some pictures. It starts the same way. You open it up, take a look inside. I think it's very helpful for people to, if you take pictures and then you show them this stuff. I'm not afraid to show people my work. I think that's something most people should be proud of if they do a good job. So this board, we're starting with the neck board, same process. That's what it looks like before. It's never been touched. You can tell the solder on the neck socket. It's going to become an issue in 10 years or something. So I will go ahead and reflow solder on this and the power supply. It's removed. That's how you properly remove and clean a cap, okay? That's how it should look if you can do it right. Same thing over here. How we doing out there, everybody? You having fun yet on this Friday? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. It's been a fun show. If you have just stopped in, please do us a favor and drop a like. I know that I always say it, and it sounds repetitive and boring, but every time you click the like button, it results in about 8 to 10 new views for this video and the show. And I'm still trying to keep momentum going. I'm going to have to take a break in a couple weeks, but I'm not worried about that till we get close to that time. It'll be like a season break. And then we'll come right back swinging for the fences. So there it is, the custom cap kit. It's all done. Back in the spot to test out. Look at that beautiful fresh solder. Here we go. Solder. Tested to work. Next. So we test it. Works good. We got the power supply. Power supply caps. I might have changed all of them on this board. Yep. I even changed the big filter cap on this one because it's not the same as the other. Ronnie, if you have degaussing, Ronnie asks, how do you remove purity issues? You may have to adjust the purity rings. Let me show you on the CRT right beside me. So the purity rings are going to be on the back of this CRT. Probably show you just as fine from my face. And there's a first set of rings that are 2 on this neck board, on this neck area. And those 2 rings right there are set. They set the purity. So sometimes that gets unbalanced in the tube. So you have to break those apart and adjust those manually and watch what happens on the screen. Other times you have to add small magnets. And you might notice on the back of your tube there are small magnets sometimes. And that helps balance purity. But that's really it. You got to try to use magnets. You got to try to balance the yoke and the tube. Otherwise, that's really the only way to combat that. Okay. Back to the power supply. It's going to be the same kind of thing, right? There's all the caps. They're out. They're old. They're gone. They've served this country well. And thankfully this had not been touched, okay? Yeah, screen tilt is also only the yoke. Now there are some monitors that will have a screen tilt feature that you can adjust in the service menu, but if not, then that is all again the yoke itself. And what can happen is it's either set improperly or it moves and it turns a little bit and your screen goes tilted a little bit, so you have to actually, while it's turned on, try to set it. Hey James, welcome in. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming. So the caps out, cleaned the board. Like I said, thankfully this CRT, the other ones had not been serviced before, so nobody had really been inside them, and that's a good thing, generally speaking, because most work, I'm not trying to be mean, it's very rare that you see even professional work done on these from the 90s and 2000s, and a lot of times it's very bad, just like the last monitor. That was not something that had been done recently by someone. That had been done years ago. So there you go. Some amazing reflowed solder board right there, cleaned up afterwards. Now some people ask, like, how do you get it so clean, right? It's not that tricky. I use 91% isopropyl alcohol, and I use a brush, an ESD brush. I sprinkle a little on there, and I've even been using this. You're not going to believe this. Talk about nothing special. A freaking old beach towel. That's what I lay it on. I clean the board, scrub it a little bit. Most of it is I just squirt a little bit of alcohol on that board and scrub it with this little ESD brush. Looks like a toothbrush almost. And that's most of it. I've already shown you the other things I do to clean with. And then you can dab with these ink printer cleaner swabs with alcohol, and that's it. It's not like some tricky. Hey Chris, what's up? I'm not, it's not some trick. So there you go. That's how you get it clean. Ooh, that dog. Ooh, that dog. Let's go see what he's doing. There he is. Yep, he's snoring, snoring, snoring. Snoring away. There's the board being tested. There's the other board back in spot. Now, that's something I didn't show. That's how I get that main board out. That's a different picture. So I actually take, that's one reason to leave that power supply out. It's easier to pull this whole board as a bundle and deal with it like that. So I generally take the neck board, even though I've already serviced it, I take the neck input board all as one piece. See how it's all just together like that? Then I break the board out. And this is going to be pretty similar to the last looking. It's like all the same, even though it's a different monitor. Might have a different cap build out in some of these areas. Not much though. One or two caps are different. But thankfully no damage was done to this one. There's all the old caps. That's what your old caps look like. Big hunk of solder. Installed new capacitors. There you go. That's what they look like. And again, this client had said that they thought they heard some noise in their transformers, so I just went ahead and reflowed solder on every transformer and every inductor coil, which there's about a half a dozen of them on the board. So I reflowed all the solder on there. Like, see, let me show you what I'm talking about. Obviously, this flyback is a transformer, but you have another tiny transformer right here in your screen. There's one up here at the top of your screen. That's 3 transformers right there. This is an inductor coil. This is an inductor coil. And this is an inductor coil. This is an inductor coil. This is an inductor coil. So there's like, those coils can vibrate, also making noise. I've not done that, Scrawlings. I've not tried to repair glass much. Yeah, just take your time if you're ever working on something like this. It doesn't even have to be a CRT. Just take your time in general. Unless you're like in a rush, you've got to be careful with this thing. So you only get one shot at doing like electronic stuff right most of the time. Because if you do it wrong and you power it on, it could damage things and make it very difficult to figure out what's happened. And I've had a few Patreon members, unfortunately, going through that right now. Where it's like something happened in the process of restoring it, and it's just... Yeah, unless... There you go, Snuffer Stuffer. If you're in a rush, yeah, you can go ahead and do it poorly, right? Cleaned up. Everything's good. Nice looking screen. Pictures never do it justice. Now, again, you're not going to get the geometry perfect, even on this. The edges are not perfect. The reason you see a black space on the sides there is because I set it to 4:3 aspect ratio. I just try to tidy up everything as much as I can. I think I explained that last time we were looking at the exact same pictures. And I love to use the same stupid shots from Metroid. It makes it consistent. I know when to take pictures, right? But there's some good photographs here came out on this one. There's one more important thing on this one. Now this just shows it all put back together. Everything's been QC'd internally and cleaned. And this. Look at all this nasty stuff that was on this shell. Oh, Belmont, you're too nice. I still owe you something. I need to get some Ariel to send me some... We're working on logo stuff. I need to get him to send me some... a box of stickers so I can send you some. I actually ran out. The last ones I sent were to Super Guy, CRT, for sending me some stuff. And I've run out since then. So I have to get with Ariel, get some stickers made, get you some Retrotech stickers sent out. I owe you stuff. So this is the... this is interesting. You get all these labels have been scratched off. I use Gamsol, which is basically mineral spirits, right? You got to be careful because it'll rip your fingertips apart. But look what... I mean, it gets everything off perfectly. That... alcohol, and Windex. What I use. It's my secret 3 ingredients. Look how how perfectly that looks. You don't see a single bit of that left. It looks amazing. It looked so good. Now I couldn't get rid of that little permanent marker. I'm sure there's probably something we could use, but I was able to get that super clean. Now it looks amazing. There it is. Just a great looking CRT. It's got the white for being a medical unit. All right. Awesome. Yeah, we'll get together on this stuff. My schedule's been ridiculous since, I don't know, like last month's been insane. The third and final one I finished. Let's see, that's the wrong one. That's the same file we were just looking at. Let's see, that was the 7th. Let's go to the 9th. The Olympus. This is a favorite one. Hey, Daniel. How we doing? Man, we're doing great. You guys got us all the way up to over 80 likes today. I really appreciate that. Everybody, so yeah, man, like I said here, I mean, there's not much different on this. We'll just roll through this. You can just see the pictures. This is an Olympus, which is their variant. I've been talking a little bit about the store. I have not. So here's the thing. Like, as you can tell, I've done all these restorations. I'm trying to get caught up on these restorations. My my service queue is like 20 CRTs right now. So if you think, I mean, I'm sitting here busting my butt. If I can do 4 a week, that's like 5 solid weeks of me working every day. And just to get caught up on the list. So it's November. So I have to finish up a good portion of that list. And then my plan is to let the holiday season go through its cycle. Because it's going to be, if I do open the store, it's going to be incredibly difficult for me to keep up with my cycle on my servicing. And then it's going to be impossible for me to do that and then run the store kind of at the same time. I need it to be a little bit slower. And also, I don't want to do the venture out into that expansion till January at the earliest, simply because it will make things simpler for me on my taxes for the year. Unless I just had such a killer year that I should go and invest all this money before the end of the year, which is not going to be. So I think that this all needs to be done with the fresh year, so it's not going to impact my tax return, which is a mile long. I've got like a stack of returns because my own business. I have my own business. It's just forms after forms after form after form after form after form. So it's really a complex thing, and I don't want to throw another stack of forms on there like this much more. So I mean, my stack is like this high every time I return something, a tax return. But I'm still like doing it. Things were so successful at the convention that I know it's a good idea still. Awesome, yeah. So that's really the way it would have to be. Now, and again, it's going to be, I'm going to go, here's the plan, right? And once the New Year's hits and I catch up on this list after the holidays, you know, after Christmas, after Thanksgiving, everything cools down, I'll be able to go and start location negotiating and hunting for sure. And it's going to be, again, this is going to start grassroots as an antique booth that I can find in an antique mall. And the antique mall will either be on its own antique mall thing, or it's going to be within some kind of other marketplace, like a farmer's market. There's a farmer's market here that has flea markets inside of it. So you get more foot traffic there. And I just have not had the time. And I know what's going to happen with it, right? Since it's holiday season, they're going to want to charge more for it at this time period. There's going to be more people there. And what happens is after the holidays are over, more people leave. And I know I'd be missing out on good, probably sale opportunities, but at the same time, I just can't handle the extra work at this moment. I'm going to do, yeah, it's going to be a retro store. So it's not just going to be CRTs. The thing is, I'll probably have 3 or 4 CRTs in there for sale that are like something in 2 to 4, I would say. Because it's not going to be huge space. And then I'm going to have a bunch of stuff that I have too much of. I have tons of video games, tons of retro games, consoles, things that I just don't ever touch. Other devices that are serviced or hopefully checked for working, little things. Just all kinds of retro tech. It's going to be that. And I'll even have collectibles. I have comics that are worth a lot of money I can put in there. I have the games too. Like a bunch of, yeah, like old boom boxes. When I service stuff, I can't just keep a lot of things. Now, the boom boxes I kind of do want to keep. So, if you find boom boxes, though, yeah, let me know, Ariel. I'll try to get a service for you. That's another thing I've really been enjoying working on. So let's finish up with this 203, just in case my buddy Scott shows up and wants to see his CRT on the show playback. But I'll do big episodes. I'll do updates on this discussion with the store as they go. Absolutely. So just hang on. And, you know, if I thought that it was something that would benefit from some kind of crowd participation, I would maybe think about that. But I think that would need to be, I think this needs to be done in steps. And I don't want to make that big of a commitment. I don't want people to be concerned about the situation with me. I like to do things slow, methodical, and I don't mind taking risks, but I try to make the risk as weak as possible. Like I try to deflate the power of the risk as much as I can with things like that. 4 caps on this one, just like the last one. And I promise these are different pictures. Steve, you're using the same pictures that just sending them the same people over and over again. Oh, come on. I would never do that. What kind of integrity would that be? Oh. Here you go. Lovely free float solder. There you go. Refloat solder. Lots of refloat solder. Testing, baby. Got this one. Now... Nope, this one hadn't been worked on before either. So thankfully that was a good thing. There's the power supply. Cap kit for the power supply. There are a couple caps in this that also don't get changed. They're crazy values. And if they pass quality control parts inspections, I don't change them. (24AF) 42 is 42 caps just for power, drive, and deflection. That's about normal, Chris. Yeah, that's about the normal size on these kits when you do them all. Even this one, these come out to about 40 to 50 caps on average for the PVMs. And that's obviously not all of them. That's just the targeted kits. There's all those bad boys out. There's the towel. You even saw it. I was done cleaning. I have the pink beach towel right there in the picture. You thought I was kidding. I'm not kidding. Got that sucker shined up. New caps in there. Looks good. Ready to test. What do you think? Of course it tests good. Of course it tested good. And then the main board. There's not much difference. That's the thing. I can't... You know, I don't do like videos on them because it's the same thing over and over and over again. That's a good thing though. If you like, I love this. I love working on this CRT. It's like right in my confidence zone. I've probably restored hundreds of this build out. Same thing. Reflow the solder on all those points like that. Back together. Bam. Griffey. Home run style. There you go. Griffey go yard. Oh, man. Walkmans? eBay, probably, unfortunately. You'll find the best looking ones there. I think that's where I bought my Walkman. And then I dropped it and cracked it or something. Stupid. Cracked a piece off it or something. And those things are hard to find out in the wild, I think. Unless you do the estate sale. I've been having only success, guys, with the estate sales lately. I've had a lot of success there, but it's estate sales is where I've been finding it. Yard sales. It's not yard sale season anymore, though. This one came out excellent. That was the starting. That was what it looked like after I did the recap and pre-adjustment phase. And then this is after the adjustment. So got the aspect ratio fixed up. Got the sides fixed as best I could. Convergence tightened. Super tight convergence on this one. Focus is really nice too. So all those have to be adjusted. There's the colors on that tube looking good. Everything's ready. And your favorite, Metroid. Metroid pictures for the win. Can't tell you how many times I've sent people this one. There's another one on here I've sent every time. That one. I always send that one. If I find a briefcase full of cash, I'll be running for the Caribbean. 14 AF43. That's a good one. AF43 is a real good one. That's a brown tube, right, Chris? Still round tube? There you go. Folks, that's it. Love it. That's it. That's 3. The 4th one is still ongoing. I've gotten through the power supply and the neck board. They've tested. It's actually sitting right over here. And I'm taking it at a slower pace. I'm going to get it done over the weekend. And then I got to do some with all these 40 series because I have got to have 5 or 6 of them just sitting around here. I don't know what I'm going to do with them all. This one looks good, man. This one is made, it's super durable. I don't understand what it was about these 4 series MDs and things and this build out. Super durable, super adjustable, super fun. And that's going to do it. That's really, no, it's flat. Oh, okay. AF, okay. Then I'm thinking of something else. A, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I know, Stuffer, you're right, but I don't know what the heck's going on with my my cartridge here, my SD to SNES. I think I need to fix the firmware on it because a lot of my games are not booting anymore on this thing. Like they'll boot it and there'll be scrambled ROMs. I don't know if it's that or maybe my cart itself is starting to go bad. I've had this thing for probably 8 years and I've always used it, and so I don't know. I probably should just try to fix the firmware because some games don't even load anymore, and yeah, I think that's probably what it is. Like what game did I like Mario Kart and I could never get it. Reformat the SD card. That might be it too. It's been a long time. Damn, I bet that is it. I have to take all the ROMs off and then reformat it. New SD card might be the trick. Let's see what this one is branded. I mean, this is an old school. Yeah, this is like, look at that crap. You can get these so cheap at 8 gigabyte Lexar. Gosh, it's probably not been formatted in God knows how long. All right, everybody. We got 83 likes today live. That is awesome. And I'm sure we're going to crush it over 100 after the show goes in playback. If you want to watch any Lexar sponsor, if you want to watch any of this amazing live show, there's a bunker playlist on the channel. If you just click over on the home site for Retro Tech on the main channel, click playlists, it says the Bunker Live Show, and I'm sure we're over 20 episodes now, which is pretty awesome to think. This show took had like a pre-Genesis period where I did probably 30 live shows, 40 live shows, and then I moved into the actual bunker, and we've gotten through over 20 now, and I just want to keep it going. So I'll be back Monday, but what I've got to do is I've got to make it back safely from that estate sale pickup. It's an hour from here, so once I get back from that, I'll hopefully show you everybody. I'll show you everything that I get from there, because I've got a Trinitron coming, a 9-inch Trinitron. That is a consumer set, KV 9400, for anybody that wants to go ahead and like get some homework and look it up. That's the CRT. And then a nice Sanyo boombox that's like this one, like my lovely Toshiba. I absolutely love this thing. So that will be next week. And I've also got a kit to fix. Maybe we can do that live. Fix that boombox, the tape player on it live. I don't know. I've never done that. We'll try it. And everything just keeps going great. I love it that you guys keep coming back. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much to Belmont and Ariel for hanging out here and being awesome in the chat. And, everybody who's normally here, thank you all. There's so many of you guys, James, Ronnie, I know everybody that shows up week after week, Body Blow, Biscuit Butter, good to see you back. I don't want to go through another Stuffer. Everybody, thank you all, guys. I'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Be good to each other. Go out and enjoy some sunshine if you get to see any. I'll see you Monday. Have a great week.